Okay, this video is Angus. This is a Labrador Retriever that we've selected and we're raising and training to be used with children of autism for a client in Maryland. She's a teacher, and so Angus will be spending his day in the classroom working with the kids and also be her companion dog as well. You see here we're doing some touchpad work with him. These young puppies take to the touchpad really well, so we can do heel-seeking exercises with them, attention building, and just kind of a general engagement device where he knows he's having to stay on his touchpad, but also focused on his handler. And this is a completely inducive exercise. There's no leash pressure. Obviously he's off leash here at this point of the video. The first 6 weeks or so we've had him has been strictly imprinting. A lot of purely positive training models that we've been using, and we're just now starting to add some leash pressure to some of the foundational stuff that he has. And you'll see later in this video we'll be doing a little bit of leash work with him. You see he's got really nice attention on me. Yes, I do have food, a form of currency that he appreciates, but he's more looking up to my face for direction and whatnot as we're putting him through the paces here. Typical, energetic, playful young Labrador, but he's got an old soul to him. He's pretty serious when we start working. Here you see him doing some nice off-leash healing, and this is a 15-week-old puppy that you're looking at, so he's doing pretty good so far, and we haven't even really formally got to healing yet. He's just more understanding to be in the basic position, looking up at the handler, and he's going to be a great-looking healing dog when we actually get really formal with him. So when we're doing imprinting, we're doing a bunch of luring and heel-seeking type exercises, teaching him just the value of looking up to the handler. And here we are going to add a training device with a leash. And you see him on our climb bench, which if you watch a bunch of our videos, you see the climb bench being utilized in a bunch of different things, and I believe we'll see some more of that here later in the video. Some loose leash walking. We got the classic J leash, nice and loose slack line, the J curve that we're always looking at, and then if he needs a slight correction, he just gets one instantaneous little light pressure correction, then we're right back to a loose leash. And you can see he does a good job of maintaining heel position, therefore maintaining a loose leash. And I'm doing some pace changes here. Angus is actually the second attempt at this project. If you've watched our other videos, you might see a bunch of videos about Ruby. She was a female lab that we had selected for this project for our client in Maryland, and she just ended up being a lot of dog. Would have been a great narcotics dog or field trial type dog. A lot of drive, and we just realized she was going to be knocking the little kids around. So we repurposed her. She's now doing search and rescue and live find search and rescue in the western desert in New Mexico and Colorado. So we're really excited to see Ruby go on and do something, and we've now had the opportunity to select Angus for this project, and I think he's going to work out really well. He'll end up being a pretty good sized dog. I'm guessing about a 70-pound lab or so. With these puppies that we imprint, we're just big believers in the power of imprinting, and you immediately get, before even 4 months of age, a very mature dog that learns how to problem solve, think things through, and understand cause and effect and whatnot. So you get a dog that's willing to work, but also takes things seriously. And then, of course, if we want to free up and play, then he's a total goofball. But as soon as you ask him to do something, he really understands the working relationship. So it's really nice when you can start off a puppy young. And you see here he's trying to maintain heel position and the touchpad at once, so he's working really hard, and it's really neat to see the wheels turn in their head as they go around and round and round on that touchpad. And you got a little attention getter there for getting out of position, and that's about as much leash pressure as we apply when we're doing healing or leash manners with dogs. And he's trying to scratch, and we just keep moving. That's just the competitive dog trainer in me. We don't stop for scratching and itching and whatnot. We just keep on moving. And so we always say entrapment is legal in dog training, so I'll do a little tug on his line when he's on the bench, and then if he maintains the bench, then I'll release him, and you see him very enthusiastically leaving the bench on his release word, which for this dog is simply free. And then we just turn it into a recall, and he comes right to a front and a sit. Another thing with imprinting is you can teach dogs very fast, quick, reliable recalls without hardly any leash pressure at all. And then once they really understand the concept, then we'll add some leash pressure to them just for reliability reasons. And right up on the bench he goes. And I simply just said no, 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 which is this is negative marker. And he realized he had to back himself right on up, and he did so nicely. So when these pups make mistakes, it's okay because we can work through them, and you see morale never goes down, but he learned also, darn, I made a mistake there, I need to get back up there. And we're just messing around, luring around in some 360s, and I think I might try to weave them through the legs here. No. And again, with the rule with the climb bench, if you haven't seen this before in other videos, the rule for the dog is they understand that they can sit, stand, or lie down on that bench. They can go between those three positions. I don't really care or command those. He just has to maintain himself on that bench, and he has to be quiet. So if they're barking, we treat that just as if they had gotten off. But if he wants to sit or stand, he can go back and forth. We give them the freedom of that. We're simply making the climb bench a crate without walls around it. So you see him get off, and I tell him get on, and he hops right back up on there very willingly. And of course, everything you've seen so far has been very early on. So we haven't had any really reliability type training put into him yet, and I would say another few weeks, all these little errors and mistakes that we see him making are just going to be gone, because at this point he hasn't been taught, that mistakes are a problem. Everything to him is just new, and we react to it. I try to, in the imprinting stage, let puppies experiment, test. If you correct a young puppy every time they try something, they quit trying on you, and they just never try to experiment or problem solve, and you just get a dog that takes up space. I like my dogs to try and problem solve, do trigonometry and find the shortest way around things, and I give them that ability, or I help them create that ability to think things through and experiment and try things. And then just like us in life, if we're able to do things willingly with a good heart, we do them better. And this is him a few weeks ago. We had some rare North Carolina snow that stayed on the ground. That's him at 10 weeks, seeing a duck decoy for the first time. I gave it a whirl, and he just took off after it and is holding around by the neck. What are you doing? But this is not a dead or live duck. This is simply a artificial decoy. I think we're going to see him have a little athletic error here in a minute and hit the shrubs. So, thanks for watching. Again, this is Adam with Defined Obedience Dog Training. This is little Angus in our Defined Independence Therapy Dog Program. More videos to come for sure. You can check us out at definedobedience.com. If you have any questions about training questions or what you're seeing in this video, you can always shoot us an email, definedobedience@gmail.com as well. I'm always happy to talk dog training. This is what I do all day long, and dogs like this certainly make it a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.